Hi everybody, welcome back. So as you know, I've been doing a lot of this drawing and things, and yeah, it's been okay. I've been doing lots of little drawings, but what I want to show you today is that how to not be too precious about things, and you know, that horrible feeling of like, oh, I'm getting too precious again, and so I'm getting really tight again. So I've put out a few videos and put them together, and what it is it's like these pocket concertina books, because these are my absolute favorite. They're always my go-to whenever I want to do something new, and they are so nice. They're so small and petite, and they literally could fit in your pocket. Great for taking out, as I've shown you in videos before. Yeah, I've got some nice things in here to show you, so I'll show you the process now. So here I am. This is how the concertina book comes. This is a pocket concertina book. This is a sea white one. So I'm just getting it out the pack, and thought I'd show you. I've not shown you one for a little while. Absolutely gorgeous. Paper's nice. You know, it takes a good beating. You could gesso it or whatever. It's 2-ply. So once you've done one side, you can do the other side as well. And really nice paper. It's like mixed media paper, but it's nice and smooth. So I'm just opening it up here just to show you. You know, it's really nice. So this was my work before. These are the small drawings that I've been doing, and I've had them on my table for quite a while now. So I'm taking some of them now, and I'm actually cutting them up. Just cutting around them randomly, and enjoying it as well. Found it quite relaxing cutting out. I felt like it was like a relaxing process. I didn't do a good job of it or anything like that. I was just like cutting them out randomly, and unfortunately, this is really expensive paper that I'm using here that I did these drawings on. But from when I did that watercolour course, I got a full pad left, and I hate waste. So I thought I would cut them up, and then I could randomly pop them into this concertina book. So here I am. I've cut them all up. It's quite nice to see them like this, actually, rather than them just being on a rectangle format, and it's a little bit boring. And so I thought that I would just get on and start sticking some in. So that's what I did, and really enjoyed the process. So trying them and turning them round at different positions and trimming some off, and then placing them up against the other ones and seeing how I can bring all these together. So I'm showing you here how I am trying them. I quite like that composition there, and that one was okay. I wasn't over thrilled with that particular composition there, but this is all you do. You just try, and and if you don't like it, you don't stick it in like that. And then I turned it round there, and I thought this is the one that I liked. And then for some reason, when I glued the back, I stuck it in something completely different. But I actually do like this composition. I like it how this screw is coming across in front of this small rectangular tank that's down there. But I changed it, and who knows why. It's what goes through your mind at the time, I think. Yeah, I have to go with the flow. So when you look at these little pieces close up, there are all sorts of things that I'm starting to make up. The fish there, he's got wheels on the bottom. So where that comes from is it was a dream. This fish that was on wheels was in a dream. And I do know why. it was in a dream. It was because my daughter had got a fish and we was contemplating whether to put him in a bigger tank. His name is Jack Sparrow. So that was where the fish came from, but why it was on wheels, I do not know. So I thought that what would be nice is to create quite a few of these fish, and I could have those as the workmen, if you like, if I'm working from my imagination, that move around these machines and these things that I'm slowly building. So this big round one that you can see now, this is a big experiment, because what I did with this one, I gessoed some paper, my little A4 paper, on that lovely watercolour paper, and then I rubbed on charcoal on a wheel, and then I rubbed it on with my fingers, and then I drew over the top of it. I fixed it first with some fixative spray, because it was charcoal and I thought it's just going to smudge everywhere if I'm not careful. And then I went over with fine liner pens, the ones that I use for drawing, and again spinning it around here. I was quite excited because I'd drawn a house earlier, and when I used that on in this same way, with the charcoal over the gesso, it gave a lovely surface for me to work on, and it looked really, really good. But when I did it on this wheel, I wasn't thrilled with it, and I didn't like the process either. So probably a graphite pencil would give out a nicer, softer look, and it might be more enjoyable to me. So they're all the things that's good to keep trying, and that's what these sheets of paper were for. They're for try and error, just like you do in a sketchbook. But I decided I'd like to cut them out like this and place them along here. So obviously what I'm going to be doing is going back into this and adding to it, drawing more clocks and things around the area. I'm just putting a bit of plastic on here and using a roller just to try and squish it down a little bit, because they kept popping back up. Although now that they have fixed really well, I've used a good glue. It's called tacky glue, and it's good enough to stick buttons onto material. So this will eventually, when I've pressed it underneath something heavy, it will stay nicely. So I've cut up some more. So here's another fish again, and on wheels. And I'm going to do him carrying a toolbox next time with all the tools hanging out, so that will be good. Again, it's just like things that come in my dreams or imaginations. And if you look closely at that stringy bit that's going through those loops there, it's a bit like neuro art. So to string it all together, it's like really quite nice. I've told this story before, but when I was young, I used to like to play about with clocks and watches and things like that. And I did have a nickname. They did used to call me Ticky at one point, just because I used to do that. And but yeah, very enjoyable to do, very relaxing. And so I'm going to work my way through the book, but I will be going back into it so that I can draw more things around the things that I've already put in, until it's really, really full, like my big drawing was, where it's really chocker full, and lots of detail, lots of trying out and things like that. This was a flying cup that I'd done, and somebody standing in the front, and they would be flying it. They've got the gears sticking up there, and where that they hold on to, and to guide it through the sky. And then it did have like a big, large balloon over the top, which you can see in my hand here, which I never liked this like balloon thing. It didn't look right with this drawing, so it's ideal time now to take from it what I can, so I'm not wasting anything. So I've cut out the bits that I like. There was a cog and gear there, so I'm having that, and then another couple of circles and things, and so I thought I'd pop those in. the little round circle there that you can see that's next to the where there's two together, the bottom part of that's on the left hand side are some like bricks, and I did do that in the same way with the gesso underneath, and then dried it and then rubbed over the top with a little bit of charcoal, and then drew on top of that. And in a small area like that, it gave it a nice dark effect, which you know I like, dark against light, and things like that. So I've done these at different angles as well, so that you can see things at different angles. I didn't have enough drawings to fill this book. Not disappointed with that. I've just done them how I want. For the rest of the book, instead of drawing on the nice paper, I might now draw directly into it, because I've got it going and it feels good. And then I can go back in and draw around the other bits. So if you was doing this, you could do this too. It's quite easy to do. You can cut up abstract paintings and stick those in, or jelly plate all your interesting things that you do. Your Nero art, you could do it from one end to the other. I've often done that. Very enjoyable. And so I've just continued with this and creating different compositions, and then I spread them out a little bit, because obviously I had less and less to deal with, because I'd cut them all up. But this is what it looks like, and they're still sticking down a little bit. They'll be okay when I put a weight on them. And they look great fun, very whimsical, you know. And then that's as far as I got just there. Very enjoyable to do. So here I am. I'm pulling it all out to show you. And you can see all the blank areas. I'll be able to put more cogs in there, and gears and clocks and all sorts of things. And, you know, more fissures, tools and toolboxes and all sorts of things. And eventually it will look like a giant machine from one end to the other. And yeah, so it's great fun. You must have a go, but aim it at whatever it is that you want to do. I think what's so special about it is that it's taken me hours to do these drawings, and to show that I'm not too precious. I've cut them up and I've stuck them in. It's almost like scrapbooking, isn't it, really, or putting them in your sketchbook. So just cut your things up. Don't be too precious. You know, if you're feeling yourself getting too precious, it means that you're going to really, really tighten up. So yeah, here's a closer look. You can see the work that's gone into the art, and you can see the different little fuel gauges that I've put in there. And there was an owl down there as well, some screws, needles and threads, and different kinds of wheels, and a flying cup, and all sorts of things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a lovely day. Bye.